Alrighty. I'm up at a slightly reasonable time. Codes I'm using for today. Disable the logo screen, disable the title movie. Got nothing else enabled. Yeah, a bunch of cheats I don't use. I'm really sad that this one doesn't actually work. Fire and ice lilies. I'm trying to figure out if there's a way I can embed speech chat to my OBS and use that as my text. Is it just really as simple as add source? Browser. Nope, that's not it. I'll have to dig around with that later. I'm not gonna bother. I don't feel like troubleshooting right now. I'm supposed to have some kind of URL that I can use to just embed into my stream, and I don't know where the fuck that would be found. Oh well. Let's just get to the ultimate grind, shall we? Yeah, I know. Ding dong, ding dong. I gotta make lunch again today. Oh. Man, I gotta remember the thing that monthly biomap. This thing is saving my back. Do I want to go for a red handgun quick? No, I'd have to do the missions then, which wouldn't be bad. The first 3 missions wouldn't be horrible, but I'd like to find Hyrule Tex first. She's doing just fine. There's also the thing of the Rangers going in. Oh, I gotta like tie this down so it doesn't slide every time I sit up in my rocking chair. I wonder if I have anything I can use to tie it down with. Oh, where's my brace? Let's. Well, one of my headset's falling off. I don't need that. There's this. There's that. Ugh. Hello, Goneril. Welcome. I'm tired. I actually woke up before my alarm went off, which is nice. But, it's not so nice because I woke up an hour before my alarm went off, meaning I only got fucking almost 5.5 to 6 hours of sleep. I could have gone back to sleep, but I started watching a YouTube video. Alright, calm down, Punisher. You don't need that here. Let's claim the stake. Armed and dangerous. Again. Again. Again? And my nose is dry, which makes this thing look really weird. You're one of those SGS grinders. Congratulations. You've made it. No, just don't give up when you find the first 100 hit item that isn't what you're looking for. Because we've had more than enough of those. Yep, all my characters are in ultimate difficulty finally. I'm finally starting to grind for this. Although I still need to take ankles into V-Hard. Probably on shit hack again. To get 3 more Cure Paras. I won't need them until I'm in the caves on everyone, so it's not a rush. But I did want to get them before I came into Ultimate. But considering that I was about 4 times above the average finding rate for those, I gave up after I found the first one. I'll just share it. I'm trying to play this memory card specifically, like how Rorgogor does, where he finds all his items. And I'm trying not to dupe them. I don't want to go to the non-patched game, you know? Some people don't technically have that option. I'd like to stick it to more casual stuff. The SGS grind only lasted like 6-ish weeks of 4-hour daily sessions before you needed a break. Oh yeah, that makes sense. The guy named PSO Spirit needs a break from PSO. I did fucking 5 years of Greenel card grind. Rorgogor did 8 years on and off of the SGS grind. Although he pushed really hard for like 2 months straight. He was fucking dying. He needed a couple breaks here and there. I should have turned my heater on. My pad earlier. Alright, so I'll get to Forest of Sorrow, and then I'll see how much damage I do, whether it'll be viable for me to go through it, or if I need to grind a bit more just to be comfortable fighting the Hill Delts. That being said as well, the Cure Shock that I farmed up specifically for that mission, I'll see if I'll actually need it, because I don't know how often I'll be jizzed on. Whether or not I'll be the target, or if Alicia will be the scapegoat. Come on. Holy shit! Literally fucking dodged, dipped, dived, ducked, and dodged. Every single fucking movement I made. I stopped moving completely and it fucking walked a circle around me. And then I just tried to cast because it wasn't going to hit me, and then it fucking spun around and hit me again. What a fucking tricky bitch. Bro broke my fucking ankles. And I wasn't even moving! Can at least do sub 6 minutes with Humar PW4 resets. Nice. Yeah, you're doing it on the Humar, aren't you? You're doing that solo self-found. Good luck. I definitely wouldn't bother doing that without a ranger that has some kind of demons proc. Not solo? You're not going solo. Oh, right, yeah, you're online, duh. It's self-found, sorry. Every time I ever hear self-found, it's like solo self-found. Yeah, I don't know, my mind is just bad. Because that's what I'm doing here. I'm not doing a solo self-found challenge either. I could go online and people can play with me all they want, but just, like, you know, I haven't played online. So it's rather making it hard to do just a self-found rather than solo self-found. Maybe I gotta do one of those things that Starved did and just have a community day where all I do is play online with other people. Get boosted to ultimate as quickly as I can. Yeah, the pathing is all is ridiculous, but that doesn't mean what I was doing. What I normally do there is wait for him to swing so I can debuff safely, and he just didn't want to swing! I've never had that problem before. I've never seen him zig and zag, dip, dive, dodge, duck, and dive that hard. That was a whole new level of sophistication there. Boosted towards the future of your character. Right? I'll make a new character, it'll be solo self-fund only one color ID, and everyone can join in together to help me find these rare items, and then I'll quit playing after a year after I only have 5 items left. Wait, that sounds familiar. Alright. Yeah, life happens. I know. You don't know what would be worse, never getting the items you want or always getting the items you want? Well, considering that if you got the items you want, you'd keep playing the game because then you'd look for something else, right? But if you don't get the items you want, you tend to give up eventually. That being said, I'm glad the grind that I was doing wasn't for any specific item initially. Sure, I was specifically going for the Greenhill card for 5 years, but the whole end result of that was me getting a character to level 200, and that was the first level 200 character I've ever had. It's the whole reason I kept grinding on crabs that way. And I did it. I pulled through. I got a level 200 crabs now. Alright, I need to research. I gotta do this quest, and then the Forest of Sorrow. No, I have to tell... I have to tell... Story to tell the grandkids. Yeah, no, I tell that story to everyone I talk about. This guy that I used to play with so hard, and then he gave up because his spirit broke, which is ironic considering he was a spirit. How do you play a game so hard and get so lucky, but so very unlucky at the same time? It's incredible. I'm looking at Orin, not Redria. That's a red saber from Tolaz. I don't care then. Currently running around Temple with half a dozen tech merges, changing for each type of any variant. I did the exact same thing. Back when I started my force, I got every single tech imaginable, and I had all of my merges, like sorted up to the top here. So I had like the red merge, blue merge, Gizande merge, and I would just swap to them. If there was a single enemy weak to it, swap to it. I eventually got over doing that because, yeah, it's very inefficient. And my way of playing forces now, it doesn't matter how much TP I'm saving, or even bothering to check if I'm saving any damage. Because who cares how much TP you're spending when you have an infinite amount? Oh yeah, seeing bigger damage numbers is always nice, but like when the damage goes up from like from like 150 to almost 250, it definitely feels good. But when it doesn't change how many times you have to cast in the first place, it's not really worth it. When the number of casts you do doesn't change, even though you do like almost double damage at that point, well, 30% more damage. It's just annoying. Yeah, it's hard to if you don't keep track of that stuff in the first place, it probably wouldn't even bother you anyways. I like seeing bigger number, so I didn't care that much until I actually started caring. There was a point where just like, it doesn't matter. And then since I changed up my playstyle, since we got Chameleon Scythe, me and Roar, since we farmed up Chameleon Scythe from offline challenge mode, and now we have a double saber that has guaranteed 50 hit. It's just like we've like come full circle because now, just for hunters at least, for Rorgagor's hunter, his spirit usage of his Humar, he's mathed it out, and he's been quite inefficient with his TP. Just get one Geist ray gun with hit and get one hit, and he gets like fucking 12 more attacks with spirit. Like the way spirit scales is so fucking weird. Oh, damn it. If he does a fast attack, I think the Devil Battle doesn't beat him. I think I need God Battle to outpace his fast attack. Yeah, okay, that sucks ass. That sucks ass. Devil Battle isn't fast enough. If they decide to swing with their left arm, which is like fucking 3 frames faster, for whatever fucking reason. Yeah, if they swing 3 frames faster, I just fucking get hit. So normal heavy is not safe if they swing fast. I walked too soon. It depends on which arm they start attacking. Yeah, I know, and it also depends on whether or not I'm attacking point blank. Because if I walk into him and then attack without any walking distance between me and him, second, in normal heavy, I get hit if they swing left arm. If they swing right arm, I don't get hit. I can walk away after the second attack and be fine. But if I if I step into them while they're still walking, I can do normal heavy and be safe regardless of which arm they swing. It's fucking dumb. I hate that it's like inconsistent like that. And now these Rappies, I gotta be careful, because if I fucking stack them on top of each other, I just die, because I don't understand why when two enemies are stuck together, if you hit them with a heavy attack, it knocks them forward rather than backwards. Or, you know, the more sensical thing, why doesn't it root them in place? Why does it knock them forward or backward? They're not like, there's no bouncing mechanic. They're not bouncing off a wall, they're not bouncing off of each other. Why do they move forward when you hit them with a heavy attack? Don't even bother with TP recovering him. 10 tries gets you through every mission every time. That's fair. If you know how long you do, I don't play Force enough to know how many fluids I use at any given point in time. All I know is I want healing item on hand just in case I run out. I am stingy with my TP items. If you played with me in challenge mode and you let me be the Force, by the time we get to the end of any given area, it's like I'm almost out of fluids. How many you got? I got only 7 mono fluids and 5 die fluids. I'm so close to being out. Oh god, when I played with Verelix, he was not happy with me playing the Force for the first time. Like, why are you holding on to it? It doesn't carry over. Just use them, damn it. What the hell? Mind that. Oh, yeah, okay, I fit the fake in yellow. I want to grind the fake in yellow. Seeing this on day 18 really makes me want that. Also, Gifoy 14 is nice. I have a Gifoy 15 for the Ramar. That's why you always step back when attacking a group after 3 in a row. After 3 rows. That's fair. I mean, I do the same thing half the time. I'm not consistent with my own playstyle. I get like super far into hitting them with combos because I don't count my damage. I don't know how much health they have. I just kind of play for the vibes, you know? I throw, in other words. Where I will hit them with fucking 5 combos, like, okay, the next one will kill, and so I'll fucking rush it, and they don't die. They don't die, and it's like, well, fuck. Ooh, am I using this long term? I think I am. I didn't intentionally, let them spawn like this. I just kind of didn't kill the nest in time. Yeah, that sucks. Now they're just gonna keep fucking spawning. Now I gotta kill all 20 of these fuckers. Every time you play GameCube, you fit hunters have a distance penalty with Gungeon. Like, what the fuck? Why am I missing everything? Yeah, I can see that. Ooh, another mind mat. Why? Okay, I'm finding a lot of mind materials. I wish I was finding power materials, honestly, because I would like to start saving POW mats for my rangers, or even like just using them on this character. I know I'm not going to be here, or not playing on this character indefinitely, but having a lot of POW mats, especially when I get to the mines. When I get to the mines, I'm going to be farming for a bunch of luminous fields. So I would like to kill the dub chicks as quickly as I can. Having high-powered mech guns would be really nice to do that. I get another mind material! Okay, is Regria one of those section IDs that gets mind mats and not POW mats? I locked onto a box through the wall. There's no reason for me to have aimed that far to the left. Dude, it's been like fucking 3 minutes. Where are all these mind mats coming from? Also, this room took forever. All right, Gen 6, thanks for stopping by. Have a good day at work. It's the fact you never map melee buttons to the palette. That's fair. Luck mats too. I don't care as much for the luck mats. Those will just come with time. I'm not planning on critting everything to death anyways. But if I get them, I'll use them. Okay, that's not bad. If I led with a heavy attack, I'd probably kill him in one combo. Ooh, look at 20 hit arms. I have a 20 hit charge spread I bought in the shop. First I'll have to actually see if that's worth using on a ranger. Anyway, I wanted to kill that Hildelt first so I can come over here and kill this other Hildelt, and then I'm going to pipe out so I can go to the bank and put those mind materials away. Right. I was thinking for some reason something was going to spawn there if I walked there, but nothing spawns there. Well, I missed the debuff. Yeah, the debuff actually isn't that much. It's only 20 extra damage. So I want to talk about work a bit, but like I don't want to, you know, because it's a stupid topic. And I don't think people want to listen to that. All right, put the D4014 in there and replace those two. But so work. I would actually be coming home early, or I would have come home early yesterday if people read my Discord. I got to work, and my first shift on my department fucking killed it. They finished, of the 3 work orders that we had for overtime week, they finished 2.9 of them. They finished 2 full work orders and 90% of the third one, leaving us with like an hour of work to do, or two hours of work to do. Like, holy shit. Why did it have to be overtime week when they just decided to fucking do shit, finally? Because they could have been doing this all year. They could have been doing this since I started working here. But no, every time we come in, it's like, oh, they did 10% of their work order, so we gotta work our ass off to finish the other 90%. Plus the other work order they didn't touch. This time it was the opposite, and it's like, man, that's so nice to come in and just see the work done. And it's like they have nothing else planned for us because overtime day, or overtime week is special, where if you finish your work, you just go home. If you get done with the shit, you're sent home. Positivity is a key to a great job. Yeah, no one's fucking positive there. Let me tell you that. Everyone bitches. And that's why I complain. I complain because they complain. Because shut the fuck up and get back to work. We get done when we get done. That's what I say. But no. And the reason why I'm annoyed that first shift is actually doing well, and it's like, good job on them. Like no disrespect or anything, but that's fantastic. I wish they'd do it more often, because it's really cool to see that they can actually put the effort in, even though they have, like, the first shift is probably very swamped down because they have, or well, we have a new plant manager who came in and decided we have too many employees, so he's downsizing our fucking, one of our chunk line from 11 people to 4 people. He wants to see the first shift run the minimum of 9 people to run that line, right? They had 11 people for that line. He wants to see them run it with 4. Dude is a businessman, not very good boss. He is literally mentally challenged because he's never seen a warehouse work. It's just like, look at all the machines. It's like, oh, you only need 4 people to run this thing. Like, no, bitch. No, if you want those numbers, you have to have more people. Limiting it to 4 people is literally slave driving. That's fucking dumb. But yeah, even though they're being put through shit like that, they got shit done. Yesterday and the day before. Monday was weird because no one got anything done because all our machines quit fucking working. Like, everything stopped. There wasn't a working machine in the building that day. We lost internet connection, and apparently all of our machines run off the internet. So for 3 hours, every department just had full stop. Everyone just sat around doing nothing because we couldn't. But yeah, yesterday and today, well, Tuesday and yesterday, First Chef fucking killed it and did good work. And the reason I'm annoyed about that, getting back to why I'm annoyed that First Shift is doing well this week, the feta department is full working. So the second machine on the feta line is running, and I complained about how the feta line is being run by the shred team. The second shift shred team that was specifically hired to do second shift shred work, but they don't do second shift shred work because for whatever fucking reason, they don't let them do their job. So now everyone's been trained for a different room, a different department, to run a different machine. It seems really fucking backwards to me. But also on top of that, the feta line, every department is running the overtime, right? So I am voluntold to go do the feta's quality spot. I'm not a quality person. My position isn't quality. I am just a fucking packaging operator. I don't get paid for a quality position. Which is fucking annoying that they trained me for a quality position without giving me the pay raise. But I don't complain about doing the work while I'm there. I just complain about it here. Thanks for listening, guys. But yeah, I wanted to go home at 5 p.m. yesterday. I wanted to go home 2 hours after my shift started. But no, I get sent to work at FETA, so I was there till fucking 12:30. And it annoys me because I'm getting home late again. It's just like, okay, I'm going to make some food, and then I'm going to get ready for bed. I make the food, I'm looking at my phone, I'm watching YouTube, I'm watching anime, I'm reading manga. I look at the clock, it's fucking 3:30. Like, what? Why is it 3:30? What the fuck? Where did all my time go? And then I remember, oh, right, I'm losing an hour, almost 2 hours of my free time due to overtime at work. That's fucking annoying. So yeah, I am conflicted about the overtime because on the one hand, it's money. They already don't pay me enough for me to pay my bills comfortably, so getting more money is good. Being more set to pay bills is nice. And going home that early after 2 hours of my going home 2 hours after my shift began would definitely be burning a big hole in my wallet. Like that is that even the right phrase? I don't know. It would just not sit well with me because I wouldn't be making any money, which would be bad. So I'm grateful I have a full day job or a position that goes all day. I just wish it wasn't during the overtime week. Because I would like to leave at my regular 11 o'clock. The overtime week is in February. So overtime week comes as necessary. There isn't one mandated overtime week. It's basically upper management looks at our production numbers and be like, we haven't been hitting our production numbers. And so they expect us to stay late to get more work done because they made work orders that are bigger, stronger, better, that'll give us more money and let us catch up to the work we're missing. Which, 3 problems I have with that. Big one, first and foremost, is where's the cheese? Because we constantly finish work orders by not being able to complete the work order. Reason being, oh, we ran out of cheese. This work order calls for 20,000 pounds of cheese to be packaged. They only gave us fucking 10,000 pounds of cheese to package. Mind you, not all 10,000 of those pounds of cheese is being translated one-to-one. You got fucking trash, trim, shrink, garbage. You got the trimmings of the cheese coming out of the cut machine that aren't going to be packaged because they're not the right shape or size. They don't weigh enough to be packaged up. So we have to toss it. And yes, most of that goes just straight into the garbage. If there's a cheese that doesn't go into the garbage and we can save it in a storage box and put it back in the warehouse, it'll be used on the shred line. Because then Shred can just like throw it on their conveyor belt in their recipe and make it into a shredded cheese, which is good. Fucking most of our cheese, like more than half of our cheese, is just tossed as excess because they can't trim it and shred it. A lot of our Havardis have no trim. A lot of our Goudas don't really have a trim either for some reason. I don't know. But yeah, so this week, this week was decided in February because we were short numbers in January and the beginning of February. So that's why we are doing overtime this week. Okay, so I don't need the Cure Shock. If Alicia's here, she is a good meat shield. So that Cure Shock unit I farmed up was actually unnecessary. That's good to know. It's always there as a backup, though. Back to the point I'm trying to make. I don't know what I'm trying to say. The thing that I pointed out in my Discord message, the shred line, the second shift shred team was hired in a hurry because the shred department is our most valuable department. I don't know how much of this I can talk about, but there's a client that we recently procured, and that deal is the most profitable deal this company has ever seen, right? Why are you making the team you hired for the most money that you've ever fucking seen do the feta line? Sure, feta's the second most valuable thing this company does, but what about the big fucking multi-billion-dollar deal you signed up with? Why aren't you packaging that? Why are you making the team you hired to do that? Do something else. Just fucking... I don't understand. Whose dumbass decision was it to make them not do the work you hired them for? I was hired for junk wedge. Why am I in the department? Why am I the quality? It's not my job title. That's not my job position. Sure, I understand they have that one line in my contract saying other duties as necessary, but that's not a reason to fucking make me do a job above my pay grade without paying me the proper wages. That's fucking daylight robbery right there. They're fucking stealing money from me by doing that. But also, if they wanted to make a profit, why make your profit group just do less? I don't get it. So not only is the shred line doing feta work, but like they haven't been trained for their shred line yet. How are they supposed to just start up and running the shred line when they finally start getting work orders for that? This seems so... I mentally can't comprehend this shit. How? How do you... Why? I don't get it. But they are hiring people for the feta. They're hiring 4 people. 4 people for the second feta line. And that feta line requires 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people minimum. Minimum. That's not counting the extra spots that would be very fucking helpful. They're hiring 4 people for a 10-person line. I'm expecting that I'm never going to leave the feta line because they have 4 people running a 10-person line. Woo! 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 First run! First run! Let's fucking go! Oh, baby, we're back up to full speed! I just need 3 more. I wasn't expecting this first run luck. Classic factory making people do work they aren't properly paid for. Yeah. But like, I want to know how much money is being embezzled by this new manager, because this new manager, the first thing he said after he got hired is, you have too many people working your lines. What does that mean? Did he walk into the factory and be like, we could cut this down? He's probably trying to save money because we aren't hitting our numbers, and the way to do that is to fire people, obviously. That's the best way to save money. Oh wait, I can use level 20 techs. Alright, so I can put that away. I don't need a high level rest on anyone yet. Like, I understand businessman isn't very smart when it comes to actual people. He's good at saving money and putting that in his pocket and not actually letting it get to the company. So I don't know how much he's embezzling, but it sounds like he's embezzling money already. I gotta ask him how much he can pay me for me not to tell on him. I'm gonna tell on you unless you pay me money. Alright, yeah, that wasn't bad. I didn't finish the mission, right? I need to keep doing that mission. I just teleported after the last monkey. I didn't watch the cutscene. Right. Whoops. I tried to put my controller on the bed. I'm sitting on, my foot's sitting on the cord. All right. Nah, I can keep going. I genuinely can't think of how I can process this or how I want to process the information I was just complaining about. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense to me. It'd be more profitable to hire more people to get better quality goods out. After all, the only thing they fucking talk about us doing is making sure quality is number one. We don't got no fucking quality. If you got 4 people running around, no one's watching the quality of the cheese. They're just running the machine and putting it in a box. Fucking bad seals, rotten cheese, everything. You don't have a quality person to catch that shit. Funnily enough, I still want to get one of the quality positions, although I want one of the office quality positions. I don't want to be on the floor. All this complaining I'm doing, and here's something that I still don't understand about myself. I still want to work there. I don't hate this company. And I think it has to do with my supervisors. Yeah, my supervisor was hired in by nepotism, and so was the feta supervisor. I've heard nothing but shit talked about the feta supervisor because both of them are military dudes. And my supervisor actually was a supervisor at a different job, so he has experience being a supervisor. He's damn good at it. He makes sure that everyone's doing good. He keeps threatening to fire people because people keep taking like an extra hour-long bathroom break. The guy that comes into work intoxicated is leaving to go to the bathroom to get intoxicated during work. He has a fucking flask in his locker that he's not supposed to have, and he definitely fucking drinks it during the job. Fuck, he goes every break. He goes to the fucking liquor store down the road from our building and buys alcohol, brings it back to work, and drinks it in the break room. I don't know how he has not been fired. I genuinely want to know who his fucking friend is that keeps him in business. Because he's obviously not buddying up to that guy enough because he's trying to move in with my lead. My lead has purchased a new, not purchased a house, but renting, moving out of a 1-bedroom apartment into a 2-bedroom house that she's renting. And she's super excited for the move. But she had to drive this guy around for like the last 4 months because he doesn't have a car and his bus pass expired? Question mark? I don't know. I think maybe he's trying to cozy up with her because he probably wants to sleep with her or some shit. I don't know. But like he's now trying to move in with her and she was complaining to me about how it feels like he's trying to advance on her, and I was like, girl, tell him fuck no. That don't sound like a man you want to live with. I mean, he already trashed her car. It has a bunch of fucking empty alcohol cans in there. Why are you even playing with the idea? I know why she's playing with the idea. She believes everyone deserves like a second chance. A chance to improve, a chance to get better. Because she was given a second chance for her to get better and improve. But since she came out of prison after 25 years. Oh, that, and they were fucking buddies in the cell. Okay, that was another big reason for it, because they knew each other when they were in prison. That's probably why. So she's still trying to play by those rules, maybe? I don't know. I've never been to prison. I don't know how the rules differ. She broke it! She broke the Rappy so bad. She hit the Rappy so bad with that cane that he's just questioning life. He's... At least you broke the Rappy. I've never seen that. The Rappy is contemplating his life decisions right now. I've never seen that before. That's funny. My job sounds interesting every day. Honestly, it's not. I literally stand in a line watching cheese come off of a conveyor belt. And I've given up being good at the quality because they don't give me enough help. And my back is always hurting, especially when I'm working feta every single day. Ooh, higher level Bardo. I'm working feta like every single day. When I'm not I'm not a feta employee. I'm also not a quality employee. There's a specific position for the quality spot, and I wasn't hired into that, so I don't know why I'm doing it. But also, the reason my back hurts so much every day is because the table they have me doing the quality stuff is down here. I have to fucking bend over every day to write shit. I'm bending over this far to look at the numbers, to test the cheese, to fucking open the packages because it's down there and not up here. I've asked why I can't have a fucking a chair, and they haven't answered me. They haven't given me any kind of fucking answer as to why I'm not allowed to have a chair. Maybe they don't know themselves. I'd also ask for a taller table, but I think that's even more impossible. Alright, I would like to find a higher level shifter. That'd be nice. Oh, I actually got one with health. I do gotta say, I must be a good storyteller a bit if you think that my job sounds interesting, because I assure you that my previous job was probably a lot more interesting, but I wasn't super into pharmaceutical stuff. I also didn't like the fact my supervisor was trying to fire me or get me to quit, which I guess she did in that regard, but I don't want to talk about that. Talking about that job makes me mad. Okay, it's not about the job that makes me mad, it's the fucking talking about the person I was supposed to work under that makes me mad. But, yeah. I was actually talking to my old coworkers from that last job yesterday. They miss me. I miss working with them as well. But, they also miss my pizza. Because, every once in a while, I would bring in a bunch of fucking pizza from the local pizza place here. And they got a message saying that they're all fucking craving it. And it's like, well, I can't do much about that right now. Because they start their shift starts right as I'm leaving for my job. So, unfortunately, I wouldn't be able to deliver pizza unless I took a day off. And it would be fun to take a day off just to drive there and then deliver pizza to them. I'd totally do it. I totally would. I would take a day off to go deliver pizza. It'd be fun. I'd catch up with them, see how they're all doing. I do keep up with one of the guys regularly. Just because I ask him if he wants cheese. Every time I get cheese. All right, speaking of which, not yesterday, the day before, Tuesday night when I came home from work at like fucking 12:30, I also came home with 20 pounds of shredded cheese. I never posted the picture in Discord because I kind of forgot about it. I was gonna let them go and because it wasn't really worth, but I decided I want to check the guaranteed item drops because getting techniques is actually helpful. But yeah, I got 4 5-pound bags of shredded cheese, a sharp cheddar, a Parmesan, a low moisture mozzarella, and then a low moisture mozzarella blend that's mozzarella, cheddar cheese, and Fontina. I have no idea what the fuck Fontina is. It sounds like some kind of fantasy drink. I didn't know that was the name of a cheese. Specialty cheese, am I right? I don't know what's so special about it. Probably takes the short bus to the warehouse. Oh, is that joke inappropriate right now? I don't even know anymore. People are so fucking special. They're snowflakes. The snowflake ways. I don't know what's appropriate and what's not. I'm out of touch with reality. Yeah, this is the room where I thought the cure shock would be helpful. Because I need these guys to target Alicia and not me, and I need Alicia to not die. There we go. That star atomizer was necessary. Jeez, the fact that they're debuffed and it hits me for half my health is terrifying. I don't know if that was crit or not. Nope, that wasn't a crit. What is this, normal mode? What the fuck are all these trimates doing? Alicia, you bitch! She fucking hit him to interrupt him as he was casting. It made him punch me. You know what you did, Alicia. Fuck you. Dude, I can't believe I got God Battle on the first run. It's 1 of 4. God, 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 God. On God. I went to my grandma's birthday party. I was talking to my niece, and it was my sister-in-law pointed out that we look very similar because I had one headphone in one ear. She had one headphone in her one ear and the other ear, and we were sitting like next to each other. And we were both just like looking down at our phones the whole time. And she said we look like twins or something like that. I couldn't hear her. I was like half paying attention. And I was on my phone like picking at a finger, and my niece was on her phone picking at her fingers. She was having hangnails. My fingers are dry, so I'm just scratching the dry bits. Oh, I didn't actually expect my niece to be a carbon copy of me. But I basically looked at her and saw her doing the same thing I was doing. And I was like, you know what? You and I, we're the same, for real, on God. This is probably the most cringy thing I've said in a long time. Except for today, I did a lot of cringy shit. Like talking about my job. That's cringe as fuck. But yeah, my niece has been diagnosed with ADHD. And if I do have, if I have ADHD from the one non-doctor's YouTube video I watched, if that's proof, then I guess I've been undiagnosed for 36 years. Which is weird, because I've only been alive for 35. Damn, I'm only 30? I feel fucking ancient. Shift is still level 9. Okay, I could see a reason for me to have my Yamato out here. Having a high damaging single target weapon. The mech guns do more damage than the Yamato, sure, but the Yamato would actually kill. What? Wait, if the Yamato's killing one combo, the mech guns don't. Well, technically, the mech guns only do more damage if I heavy attack every time. The Yamatos do more damage if I normal heavy, because I get 4 attacks with heavy attack damage and 1 attack with normal attack damage instead of 3. If I get lucky, or rather unlucky, I could find a Hildator. And if I find a Hildator, and it drops a red box, and it's not a photon drop, I'll be hyped as fuck. Because, you know, finding a 1 in 23 from 1 in 500 enemy is really cool, and the Redria is the only one that can get the item, Magic Stone Iritista, which makes a singular item called a Rainbow Baton. Honestly, why is there transformation items in this game like that? Like, the more I think about them, the less it makes sense. Like, Photon Booster kind of makes sense to turn 4 unique weapons into other unique weapons. That's a cool thing. But, like, Magic Stone Iritista, its literally only purpose is to turn a Disca into a Rainbow Baton. At that point, why not just make the Rainbow Baton an item? Like, I'm glad it's not like that, because you can find a Disca with a lot of hit and transform it into an amazing weapon. But also, like, why not just make it a fucking uber rare weapon? Because you've already made it half uber. Like, why the extra step? Slap that. Slap that hard. Why do I not have this mat on my bed? Why don't I sleep on this? I used to. And for some reason I just stopped. Motherfucker. Is Elysia the only force that doesn't cast anti when you get a status effect? I think she is. And then again, if you count, no? No, the one from Knowing One's Heart. Her model is that of a Phoneural. So but she's not technically a Phoneural. She is technically a civilian. Let's see. That's not what I wanted to. I am still looking for a hit Gelgmir. I heal for shit. Woo! I'll take that. Grants 15. Is that the highest level Grants can be outside of the caves in Ultimate? Or in the forest, not outside the caves. Outside the caves also implies mines or ruins. Ugh. Yeah, it's not the direction I wanted to move. I wanted to move straight left, not up left. And especially not up. Whew. Zalore 15. If only. If only that were Shifta, I could have that for my Ranger, for my Ramar. I can't even use it. I need to get the Force mag back onto in the shared bank, so I can excuse me, so I can actually use the techniques. So for that much, good news also not so for that much. Fluid. I see he's back at it with another speed run. He's on Ramarl. I'm assuming you mean Verilix. I mean, he did PB with his Ramar. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's doing a different Ranger. He probably got fed up with the bad class. You see a lot of green, looks like he's fighting with the worm. Nice. Good for him. Really? the Vulcan is like 1 damage less than the sword, and that's only because of the grinders. I should have been doing that the whole time. I completely forgot that was an option. They're weak to light. I only just remembered that they were weak to light. I wanted to see if it killed, and it does. Oh man, they have less than 1900 health. Or they have around 1900 health, excuse me. Around 1900 health on the solo offline. I'm used to having to hit them for 6k damage. Man. I don't know, I was looking at the shop, there's nothing there I'd want. Alright, that was run number 3. I've gotten 1 God Battle. God Battle is a 1 in 371. The fact that I got 1 on the first run was impressive, honestly. So on average, I need to hunt 371 of these to find a God Battle. And I get how many Hill Delts in one run? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16? There's 16 in a run, I need 371 on average. So I need to do about 23 runs for odds, just to be on average of finding a God Battle. And I'm on number 3. If I don't include the first one, because the first one I found one if I reset the counter. Technically this is number 2 without God Battle. If I don't see another one after the second run, I'm just going to reset my save quit, reset console. Actually no, not reset console, save quit, just let title screen go. Just to shuffle the RNG a bit. I need just ever so slightly a little bit more damage to consistently kill those guys. Higher level shifter would probably just do the trick. I hope I find one, because I could say I'm on the lookout for a higher shifter, but it's like you don't really have much of a choice there. The other upgraded shiftas I have sitting in my bank are for the other characters. I'm not touching those. Yo, Garrett, how's it going? Excuse me. Yeah, I'm gonna be. I hope work isn't bad today. I'm gonna be tired as hell. Because I actually did wake up before my alarm went off today, but I also went to bed incredibly late. I made wings last night. I had some fryer wings. I've been thawing out. I put them in my fridge 2 days ago. I put them in a in a Tupper. Oh, nice. In a Tupperware to thaw out, so they wouldn't get everything like dirty. And after 2 days, they were still half frozen. I have this recipe I wanted to follow, and involved drying them the fuck out. So after they were thawed out, let the freezer wings thaw out. Once they're thawed, pat dry, put back in the fridge for another 24 hours to dry them out even further. But you'd also like salt them and put baking powder, I believe it was, on them to let them dry out even, even further. It's your work from home day, so you're just chilling. Nice. I wish I could work from home. Unfortunately, it's really hard to package cheese from home. I don't have any of the equipment. I don't carry the home with me. It's like like a gardener or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, I lost my train of thought. What was I talking about? Wings. Wings! Right, I was talking about wings. What happened to the other Rappy? Are they two just stacked on top of each other? They were, okay. But, yeah, me being me, I got annoyed with them still being frozen, and I'm lazy, and I wanted wings last night when I came home from work. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna nuke them. So I threw them in my air fryer, 400 degrees for about 35 minutes, dried them the fuck out, crisped them up, nice and good. They turned out fucking perfect. So I'm wondering, can I just take freezer wings like from the freezer straight to my air fryer next time instead of them being half frozen? I'm gonna have to try it. I'm gonna have to buy more wings, and the reason I bought like wings from the store rather than just buying them at like my local pizza place, because I wanted to try them, but I also didn't want to get like 20 wings. I wanted less than that, but I also didn't want them to be expensive as fuck. Because if I buy wings from my regular pizza place, it's like $1 a wing if I'm buying 20 or more. But if I buy 10 wings, it costs $15, which is like a 50% increase in their price is a kind of steep for buying less wings. No harm in trying. It would harm my wallet. I don't remember how much I paid for the wings. I know they were the cheapest ones I could find, so there was no guarantee they were going to turn out good. But I'm glad they did. Because those wings are fucking delectable. I just threw them in the air fryer, no spice, no seasoning, no topping, no nothing. I pulled them out, and I have this sweet and spicy sauce I use. It's supposed to be like a clam chowder sauce or something like that. Not clam chowder. What the fuck is it supposed to be? I'll have to go get it and see what the fuck it says it is. Chili! It's a chili sauce. It's a sweet and spicy chili sauce. And I just fucking threw them in a bowl, tossed them up in that sauce. They're so good. I bought that sauce specifically for the wings. And it's so good. It turned out so well. Prices are insane now. Yeah. Yeah, they are. The cost of living has skyrocketed exponentially, and the price of wages has plummeted. That being said, it's the price of wages from what I've seen from my personal experience. Ooh, double fat rappy. That's a 1 in 900 chance. Fat rappies are a 1 in 30 chance to appear, and 2 of them spawned. Alright, so if I get 1 in 900, I should be able to get a 1 in 300, yeah? Yeah, game? No? Oh. Okay. But back to what I distracted myself from. The cost of wage, or the price of wages is not an all-time record high, but it is higher than it has been in previous years for sure. My wages, my entry, my job, which is technically an entry-level job at this point, I asked for 25. They said they couldn't do that, so I asked for above $20 an hour, and they're like, all right, we'll see what we can do, and I ended up getting like an extra $1.55 compared to the starting thing, because I told them I'd be worth it. All I can go on, I don't know people, I don't talk to people, I'm antisocial, and I'm a fucking introvert. I'm not gonna have a leg up in this world. I don't know any president or CEO or fucking high-up supervisor that can just hire me up through nepotism. Like, fuck. Like my supervisor and the fetish supervisor. They were hired in, no interview process. They just got the job because the guy who hired them was their friend. They were all old army buddies. If that's not nepotism, I don't know what is. I know nepotism is supposed to mostly be family related in hiring, just like kind of family related inbreeding. But family and family friends can be, I consider family friends part of the nepotism tree. You remember getting fat rappies all the time on that one mission? Yeah, the fake and yellow has a good chance of finding fat rappies, considering that they're all rappies. They're well-fed. Well-fed rappies. I equipped the wrong gun. It is a cult. Work is just a cult. It's so annoying, because your work experience and your work ethic has no bearing on your actual job position anymore. My shift wore off right as the cutscene ended! Motherfucker! That's so frustrating! I lost damage because my shift wore off right as the cutscene ended! Why is the damage calculation fucking... I wish there was no cutscene. I wish there was a mod I could install or a cheat code that would just remove the photon burst cutscene and let me just hit the button and get the effect instantly. Like, how cool would it be just to have a mod that lets me push the button to do the attack and I just see fucking a rain of light hit around me without a cutscene and kill things. Well, in most cases, just hit things for 0 damage, but... Yeah, the only thing I have to go on for work is just my word is my bond, and I promise effort. I grew up on a farm. That has to mean something. That being said, a lot of people I work with say they also grew up on a farm. This one big guy, I call him Big John. His name's not actually John, but he is basically a John because he doesn't shut the fuck up and he doesn't stop complaining. And none of my coworkers shut the fuck up and none of them stop complaining. That's kind of a moot point at this point. But when I first met him and when he first got hired and he introduced himself to me, we started talking. He let it slip that his grandma caught him slacking, that she would whip him into shape because he grew up on a farm, and if he didn't work, he wasn't eating. And his grandma would get all huffy and puffy with him. And at some point, when I was working with him, I was like, nice, you're a farm kid. That means you're going to work well. Fucking next day, didn't do fucking shit. Walked away, listening to music. He's not supposed to we're not allowed to have headphones on the floor because people are going to lose them. I've seen people drop headphones in the product, pick it out, and just shove it back in their ear. Gross. First off, why do you have your music on the floor? And second, why are you putting it in the cheese? Everyone has their phone on the floor as well. You're not supposed to have your phone on the floor. The phone is like the most dirty thing you could bring to a workplace environment. Also, considering that none of the people I work with know hygiene, I've seen plenty of people just cough directly onto cheese that they're packaging, and putting it in the box or putting it in the bag. I highly recommend never buy cheese ever again. You respect working hard for your own farm or something you own, but always do the bare minimum at your job. Doesn't matter if you go above and beyond. Just do your job and do it. Yeah, that's what I've been doing. But unfortunately, the minimum at my job, I'm doing the bare minimum at my job, and I'm being praised like I'm the hardest working employee on the site. It's just like, bruh, the standard of working here. What cheese? The company I work for is called Emmy Raw. It's a specialty cheese company. They have a lot to do with feta specialty blends of shredded cheeses and a lot of Gouda and Havarti from what I've been packaging. So my last job that I came from was a pharmaceutical company, and one of the big things at the pharmaceutical company was do the paperwork right, because it's a federal issue if you don't. So I'm super into making sure the paperwork is done correctly, but I get to the cheese plant, and it's like the paperwork is. It's basically a blank sheet of paper that has a single line that says, circle yes or no, did you do the work right? And people do it wrong! How do you fill a fucking... How do you circle the wrong answer? This isn't a multiple choice question test, it's a single thing with only one right answer. How do you do it wrong? Apparently it's impossible for people to do it right. That's why they love me, because I don't fuck it up. I don't know how you can fuck that up. You just gotta get organic raw blocks of cheese. Nice. I respect that. I grew up on an organic dairy farm, so... respect for the organic stuff. That being said, there are a lot of organic companies that just... not to make you not want to buy food anymore or anything, but if it's a Organic Valley, organic cheeses, I don't trust that place very much. But that's mostly because they fucked over my family. Organic Valley is supposed to be a small family farm-owned business thing. They have factory farms. It's not a secret. They have one farmer that owns, like, several farms, and they're all, like... 10,000 plus cows, or 10,000 plus heads of cattle on each farm. That's a factory farm. That's not a small family farm. So when you got a dozen family farms really pissed off about the one factory farm running or supplying the whole fucking business, you don't really get much of a say when the person running the business is also the person running 3 factory farms. You need to be shitty like that too? Yeah. It's not much, apparently. This world's so fucking corrupt. But you do what you gotta do. Yeah. Pick your poison. That's all I can say. You have to choose one. You're not allowed to not have any. Unless you grow and make everything yourself. If you are completely self-sufficient and completely off the grid, then you can be proud and happy and stuff. Then you have bragging rights. Just like how my family has bragging rights about having the highest quality organic milk in the States for like the last 40 years. That really doesn't fucking mean much anymore because every company wants our milk for the high quality. Every company, I know I work at my family's farm anymore because my older brother's running it. I can't fucking stand my older brother. He is a piece of shit. But the quality standard that we had on my family farm was at such a high standard that we actually had multiple companies seek out our family farm just to increase the quality of their organic sales. Like, there is a specific metric for organic milk that you need to have to like meet some kind of expectation. I don't know all the details anymore. It's been a long time. But our family's milk was so far above that quality that anyone who had us, their quality would increase by like about 70% with just the inclusion of our milk. They mix the bad milk with all the good milk. Is my farm near Illinois? It's in the state of Wisconsin. I don't really want to state any more of that. But yeah, my family doesn't sell milk privately. We don't have a license to do that. So if we sell raw milk, we could get into serious trouble. But if we were to, like, let you taste it, that's a completely different story. That's at your own risk. Plus, since I don't actually run the family business I never ran the family business, but since I'm not on the family farm anymore, you'd have to talk to my older brother. He's the one running the farm. So, he's the one that has all the say and everything. His name's on the LLC, mine's not. I don't care about the farm. I gave up on that life. When I got a taste of freedom, I'm not going back. I'd like to not go back, but let's be real. With how shitty work is around here, it wouldn't be horrible. Working under my older brother in a family business, I wouldn't make a lot of money, but I could at least have a living wage. That being said, I'd also have to get a house near in the country near the farm, which wouldn't be bad. We had a couple of neighbors who had a very, very small farm, small house, a very small hut. I think would be perfect for me. But the problem is, I'd have to give up this. It's crazy how Wisconsin is the dairy state and raw milk is illegal there. It's not technically illegal per se, but selling raw milk comes with a couple dangers, and that's why it's regulated. If you don't have a license, you shouldn't be doing it. That being said, I've had plenty of friends growing up who also grew up on their family's small farms that definitely handed out milk freely. Say it that way. They definitely didn't care about the rules and regulations. They definitely sold milk under the table. Imagine counterfeit milk selling. It sounds so fucking stupid. But yeah, the license honestly shouldn't be that hard to get, but it's just more work than that people have to go through. And I don't think my brother wants to jump through those hoops. That being said, I can't really speak for my brother. I can just speak from what I remember of the farm and stuff. It's like proper good for... Oh yeah. I grew up on the highest quality milk in the States, right? Every time I went to school and they're like, you have to drink your milk, you have to drink your milk. As a kid, I didn't drink any of the milk the school provided because it always tasted bad and like rotten almost to me. And they had a problem with it. The school, growing up, the public school system called my parents multiple times saying, oh, Carl's not drinking his milk. He's gonna have bad bones. He's got a problem. He's not listening to us. And this is like, I don't want to drink it. Even the chocolate stuff tasted fucking like shit. Like, when your milk tastes like fucking rotten, spoiled milk, and the farm kid is saying no to that shit, I drank like a gallon a day. I drank a gallon of milk a day straight from our fucking bulk tank when I got home from school, because that's how much I loved milk. I love dairy food. I fucking grew up on it. You think I'm not gonna drink milk when provided? They weren't providing milk. They were providing fucking sugared down water that's with a white food coloring. Like, that shit was not milk. Sugared down water. Is that even a way I can describe that? Because there's more sugar in that thing than anything else. There's more sugar in those cartons than there is milk. Even the white milk was sugar. Like, how bad does the milk have to be for you to have to fucking dumb it down with sugar before you sell it? It's literally what it is, yeah. Yeah, if I did somehow end up finding my way back at my family's farm to help my brother run it, two things would have to happen. One, I'd have to have fiber optic internet service so I could continue playing games and streaming. Two, I would have to have a set schedule because I ain't doing what my uncle did. My dad and his brother, my uncle, and well, actually three of his brothers, three of my uncles, they all had their farms, but they all helped each other out. And then when my uncles all retired, they just kept coming to my dad's farm to help work it out. My dad needed to keep running the farm because, you know, he had kids. He needed to get paychecks and shit. While the other guys didn't really have children anymore. Or rather, if they did, the children were grown up and self-sufficient. But the two uncles that I still have that are alive, the other one died when I was a child. Unfortunately, he passed away due to health complications. When I was barely tall enough to reach the milk units. Rest in peace, Orville. You'll be missed. I genuinely have no recollection of what your face is, but I remember your body type. It's exactly like mine, and you kept giving me candy every time when I was a kid, and that's the only thing I remember him. Respect the set schedule. Here's the thing. It's a farm. You don't got a set schedule. When work, sure, okay, the only thing that are on the set schedule is morning milking, morning chores, after milking, afternoon chores before milking, and afternoon milking. We only milk 2 times a day on the farm, as far as I'm aware. My brother wants to start milking 3 times a day, because that would increase the amount of milk we make in our tank, and also technically increase the paycheck that we get, or that he'd get. Which means he could hire more people to do more work and be able to take care of more animals. But also, you gotta remember, farm. We don't go out of a way to purchase all of our feed and stuff. We grow our own stuff too. So on top of just the animals, we also got all of our crops we gotta grow. And I don't know how much land my brother has secured since he started running the farm, but when I was a kid, I hated driving for 2 hours to get to one field, to work for 6 hours, and then drive home for another 2 hours. And that was just one field. There was lots of other fields too. Like, I remember, oh, let's see, the Fisters, the Eugenes, fuck, what's their names? Over by the Danes. And that was about 20 fields with just those 4 that I'm remembering. Then there's our land. That's another 7 fields. 8. No, wait. Did we get Roberts? If we got Roberts, that's another 12 instead of 8. Yeah, there's a lot of land. I can't tell you the acreage. I don't know how many acres each field was, but you know, a full day of work. When I was a kid, if I'd go do field work, if I'd go cut hay, did I kill the bear already? I don't remember killing a Hilda bear. Oh my god, I'm out of it. But as a kid, if I was exempt from doing the morning chores after milking, around 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock, somewhere within that hour, I would be doing field work. And I would be doing that field work from like 9 a.m. till about 9 p.m. And I wouldn't be half done. I'd be barely of the way, quarter of the way done with how many fucking fields we had, because we had to grow our own stuff. That being said, we still had to buy feed sometimes because with the weather
with the weather constantly changing when I was a kid, thanks to that Rappy is broken again. The weather changing when I was a kid, thanks to like global warming starting to take effect, our hay never grew very well. And so we just always had to call for emergency feed. And that feed always came and it was like half rotten because it came from across the country. And other farmers aren't up to the same quality that we are. They just cut it and grow it, and half of it's also fucking weed, so it wasn't very nutritious for the animals. Yeah, a lot of problems. Dude, what the fuck is... Why does this Rappy break in this spot specifically? It gets there, and it quits working. You're a little how big cows are there, but they're the bull... back where you lived in Iowa and you're not gonna die. It was the most frightening thing you've ever seen. Let's see. It's been a while since I've seen cows up close, but if I stand upright, they are about at my chest level and they weigh as much as a car. Or at least a very plump one weighs as much as a car. So it doesn't matter how big or small they are. If you have something with the weight of a car and it wants to hit you, you will not be happy. You'll be lucky to survive. Bulls are a different thing. Bulls are territorial. Those fuckers are angry and aggressive. My family only deals with cows. We don't raise bulls. We raise steers, which is technically a bull, but we only let it get to the adolescent age. We basically let it become a teenager after we cut its balls off when it's a kid, so we grow it for meat. And that's just for our personal supply. And technically my parents do still grow steers for butchering to sell to people. Don't let anyone else know, that's we don't have a license for that. I'm kidding. I don't know how that works though. But the weirdest part about our meat is how we have to advertise it. We have to advertise it 100% grass-fed, pasture-raised cows. It's just like, yeah, that's how you raise cows. If I know there's some people that lock their cows in the pens and then grow them and then they don't taste good. There's a big difference when they're big, lean, fatty, and taste fantastic versus locked in a cage, unable to move, no exercise, no feed, skinny as shit, and they taste like bones. Because they haven't gotten any fucking meat on them. But yeah, that being said, cows can also be very aggressive. Especially when they're at that adolescent age. I've had steers and heifers, not fully grown cows, mind you. They're basically, in human terms, they're starting to be a teenager. I've had one of those fucker charge me and headbutt me into a wall. It was not fun. That hurt a lot. Man, you're making me remember a lot of my past. I thought I was done with the farm. The sun must make a lot of difference, too. It's impossible to get properly pasture-raised eggs. Yeah, I don't know about eggs. Oh, that's another thing. My brother, when he took over the farm, he started raising chickens. So they get farm-fresh eggs every day now, too. Which is nice. I've never had farm-fresh eggs before. My family only ever did dairy and raised a couple head of cattle for meat before we decided to raise it to sell it for the meat to people. Which it makes a pretty big, a pretty good amount of money. We don't raise it like long term, it's just like a passion project, so it's like not a whole ton of cattle being fed for meat. If you try to raise a lot of cattle with the intent of actually selling them for food, it takes a lot of money. Because you gotta remember, you're basically raising a whole ass cow, just that's only going to get halfway, which is still a very large investment. And if you're not getting the money out of it that you put into it, it's not worth it. I think we're breaking even roughly, or my parents are. I say we. I'm not there anymore. I don't know. But my parents must be breaking even because they're able to still do it. So people really like buying those animals. They buy quarter at a time. We've never had anyone complain about our meat tasting bad, so. Ooh! Ooh, I got a second one! Oh, no, I got photon drops. Never mind. Ooh, I got a second red box from a Hildebear. Nice! The worst part about that photon drop is it's more rare than the item I'm looking for. Photon drop is like a 1 in 1,000. The item I'm looking for is 1 in 300. Why is that a thing? Game, why? Why must you suffer me like this? The thing about eggs in stores, this is a thing I don't exactly care about that much, but if you're looking at eggs in the store, I know how expensive eggs are. If you're looking for, like, actually properly raised and maintained chicken eggs, unless it's, like, organic, and I know how organic stuff is fucking stupidly expensive, I try to buy nothing but organic, just because I know that there is a... As far as I'm aware, at least, the quality of organic, there has been a very strict guidelines that was, back when I was still with the family, it was very well maintained. My older brother, before running our family farm, he became an organic inspector for a bit. And let me tell you, the rules and regulations that people had to pass, the amount of fucking paperwork that people had to jump through, the hoops and shit, just to be able to be considered organic. It's insane. There's a lot of insane regulations. But it's worth it, because non-organic versus organic is very profitable. Or organic versus non-organic is more profitable than non-organic, for sure. If you're non-organic, then you need to put in a lot more effort to make even a similar amount of money. And probably have a factory farm that's run by a bunch of people trying to steal your cattle. That's a fun story. There's a factory farm near my family farm that the owners of the farm didn't really even do any of the work and just let their employees they had hired do the work. One day the farmer went outside for whatever reason. I think he heard some noises about his cattle making noise, and he wanted to go shut them up by yelling at them. And he found that there were like 3 truck trailers just pulling cows by the bunch out of the barn into the thing, and people were stealing his cattle. He didn't notice for how many months because he didn't touch anything on the farm. Yeah, non-organic equals competing versus factory farms. Yeah, for sure. Oh, did I turn this too high? My ass is sweating now. Oh, what? Ugh. Loki deserved. Yeah, I don't know the end result of that. I'm pretty sure the people who were stealing the cows or stealing the cattle were definitely fired for sure. I don't know if there was a lawsuit involved. I was a kid. I didn't learn too much about that. I didn't care. Wasn't my farm. What's the phrase my coworker uses? Not my clowns, not my circus. All right, I'll be right back. I need to start my air fryer because I gotta start making lunch for work. I got 30 minutes left before I have to get ready for work. Air fryer takes 5 minutes to heat up. Food takes 20 minutes to cook. And I gotta season the chicken. I'm out of paper towels again? I just replaced this roll yesterday. Huh. I must have used the full roll to dry all the fucking chicken. Dry all those chicken wings. Those half-frozen chicken wings, trying to get the moisture out. You know, the worst part about me going back to my to help my brother with the farm is it's not unrealistic at this point. Like I said, there were 3 things, and I only listed 2. But my uncle, it's either my neighbor's house or my uncle's house. My neighbor's house would be preferred because it's a smaller like hut, and it'd be perfect for me because I don't need a big house. I don't need a big family house that needs to be fixed up. I would like a well-maintained small area just to live in. Just enough for I need a kitchen, a living room, a bedroom, and a room for my office. That's all I really need. And I'm good. That's what I got here at this little dinky duplex I live in. Condominium. Conduplixian. But I own this place. This place is mine. I wouldn't want to sell it. I'd probably, if I moved, I'd probably rent it out. But yeah, it'd be either my neighbor's house or my uncle's house. My other uncle has a family home, but he only uses the kitchen, the bathroom, the living room, and his bedroom. He has an upstairs and a downstairs, and he uses the basement to get dressed ready to uses all his barn clothes and bad-smelling clothes in the basement. And I don't know if he touches the upstairs. When I was a kid, I went upstairs in his house, and there was nothing besides flies littering the floor. Like dead-ass flies that have been, like, starved, and, like, multiple hundreds of generations just piled up everywhere as far as I could see. I don't know if that was a dream or if I actually saw that at this point. I was a very little child. So it's probably my imagination. I hardly remember shit from when I was a kid correctly anymore. All I do remember is both me, no, not both, my older brother, myself, and my younger brother, we would, when we were growing up, we would, we all did the same thing. It was like, we want junk food. So we'd walk to our uncle's house through the woods behind our farm, walk half a mile to our uncle's house, knock on his door, like, candy, please. He would call our parents and like, yep, at our house again. Yep, I'll bring them. I'll be there soon. Like it was a regular thing. We'd just raid our uncle's house for fucking junk food and soda. Oh, memories. I got another like 30 seconds in this air fryer to heat up, and then I'm putting the chicken in, and then I'm coming back. And then I can read the chat. And talking about my childhood, I don't want to go back to the farm, but I miss it. I miss the farm. I miss how simple it was. The animals, they complain, but you can't understand them. They're all like, no. What does that mean? I don't know, it was definitely a simpler thing. You didn't have to worry about fucking office politics. You didn't have to worry about first shift not wanting to do anything. You just fucking worked. And it felt rewarding. And I hated that feeling as a kid, because it's just like, this isn't rewarding to me. I want to go play video games. But it is very nice to have a place to work where you can listen to your music as you want. You can take your time and do it, because by the end of the day, if you're not done, you're still out there until you are. You don't have a choice. Because if you don't do the work, you don't make money. You don't make money, you can't live. You can't live, you're dead. The positives is I'd have my own place. I never finished talking about the houses. It said that it's becoming a possibility because my parents were telling me that there's a fiber internet company that's been advertising to them. Like, they're actively putting fiber optics along the roads to my parents' house. So if they have access to fiber internet, I wouldn't hate the idea of going back to my parents. Fuck, it's already written in my parents' will that I'm getting a piece of land close to our thing, and they're expecting me to build a house there. My younger brother is planning on building a house on his piece of land. Ugh. Careful who you're into, though. It can be a nightmare. Oh, I very much am aware. I've never rented something out before, but I've lived with people who... I lived with a friend for 2 weeks. I had intended to move into his townhouse that he was staying in. It was him, one of his ex-girlfriends. That should have been a fucking flag right there. It was him, one of his ex-girlfriends, and me, right? I took the basement, which was a finished basement, and I had my gaming setup down there with my bed. For the 2 weeks I was there, I was looking for a job, but I would every fucking day, clean the house. The bottoms of my feet were pure black with fucking dirt from just walking in the kitchen. That was disgusting to me. So I would clean that fucking house spotless. And then I'd take a shower and it'd be gross and dirty. I ended up getting slippers so I didn't walk around the house barefoot. But yeah, then there was him and his ex-girlfriend. They were not clean. They were not clean people. They were dirty as fuck. And all the cleaning I did a lot of dishes. They would just make a bunch of dishes and just leave everything sitting out. Then after 2 weeks, I just moved out again. Like, I didn't want to be there. Oh, and then after I moved out, they got inspected by, I don't know how the fuck it happened. Someone came over and looked at their house to inspect how they're doing, and the house was filthy. And they blamed me. Because it just so happened that my younger brother's girlfriend at the time, her grandma lived there, like two townhouses down, 2 doors down, and I can't word. And they were having rumors that house was like the filthiest thing. And it's just like, they specifically claimed that they had a friend live with them for 2 weeks that was messy as hell and didn't bother cleaning anything. Bitch, all I did was clean the entire time. 2 fucking sociopaths. Living with 2 sociopaths that don't take any responsibility for anything, it's not a good idea. I'm pretty sure my friend was a psychopath and not a sociopath. He was self-proclaimed a sociopath. Yeah, he was a psycho. And he was sleeping with his ex-girlfriend. Who the fuck does that? That's... Like, there was a reason you guys broke up. Why are you back together? I don't get why people do that. Like, oh yeah, we're not together, but we're not seeing other people, but you're still fucking sleeping in the same bed. I can hear everything you do. This house isn't very fucking soundproof. Yeah, and then the next time I moved out, he asked to come visit me. I'm like, yeah, sure, you can come visit me. I didn't tell him the address. He had to, if he showed up at my door, that was my own damn fault. But like, I didn't give him an address. So if he found his way to my house, I have no idea where he would have gotten the address from, because I didn't tell any of my other friends either. Luckily, he never showed up, so I didn't have to worry about that. But yeah, I did not like living with other people very much. When I was in college, I lived in... My mom actually bought a house for my older brother who went to college. He went through college in a different state, in Tennessee, because his grades weren't good enough to get into a school in Wisconsin. And then she just bought a house for him and my older sister, who was also going to school in the South. And so my younger brother and I also ended up going to college in the South. I didn't graduate. There's a bit of a story with that. I'm sure most people remember it. My mom had brain surgery. I dropped out of school to help with my mom's recovery, and things just kind of spiraled down from there. With my dad telling me to leave the house or kill myself, so I left. And, yeah. I can't stand my mom because of her impulsiveness. Like, she has zero impulse control now that they've removed a piece of her brain. And so if there's something she wants me to do, I have to do it then! And there! Now! Now! No! Now! It's Sunday at fucking 6 p.m. Go to the bank now! We need to withdraw money! That's actually something that happened right as she came home from the hospital. She saw a check in the mail, and it was Sunday at like fucking 6 p.m. And she's like, "What is that?" "It's a check in the mail." I'm like, "Oh, go to the bank, deposit it now. We're not gonna have any money." Mom, please. And it's just like we kind of just chalked it up to her just getting home from the hospital and being confused. But yeah, after that impulsiveness never went away. Yeah, I don't get along with my mom very much, and the annoying, the thing that annoys me the most is I'm her favorite child, so she will come to me first for everything. She's over the last like 3, 4, 5 months, yeah, since the beginning of November or so, she's been trying to pawn off her wedding ring onto me. I don't want a wedding ring. Save it for your future wife. I don't have a girlfriend now. I haven't dated anyone. I have never dated anyone. I live alone in the house. I'm antisocial and I don't know how to talk to people. Why the fuck would I be dating anyone? But yeah, like I don't know why she's trying to pawn it off onto me. She wants to give it to me before she dies because she doesn't want anyone else to take it and wants no one else to like fight over it. It's like, we're not going to fight over it. Like, the only thing that we would have to fight over is the land that my older brother wants. My older brother wants all of the land for the farm. Like, everything. Including the little bits that my parents are setting aside for my brothers. For my brother and I. My younger brother and I. My older brother wants all the farmland because, you know, he's running the farm. Initially, the will was written up in such a way to where the farmland was split evenly, where myself, my younger brother, and my older brother would each get a third of the farmland to do as with what we please. And if it ends up happening somehow, by some miracle chance, that I do get a third of the land, I'm just going to rent it out to my older brother for cheap. Because that'll be just a steady source of income. And he's going to work it anyways. I know he's going to need it. But it'd be mine, and I wouldn't make it stupid expensive for him. No reason to. But getting a little bit of money from it would be nice. Or I could just sell it outright to him and get, like, enough to live off of the money for about a year. Because it's not... the cost of living has gotten too fucking high. But yeah, that's the annoying part is I don't even have a place where I'd even put the wedding ring. And she's like, you can just sell it for money. And then why don't you sell it and give me the money then? I don't want to go to a place to pawn it off. If I do ever find myself in a relationship of some kind, I'm not going to get a diamond wedding ring. I'm not gonna get something that's gonna cost fucking $50,000. Fuck that. I'm gonna get a small rubber wedding band and call it good. Like, the whole point of a fucking wedding ring, it could be something, it could be anything. It doesn't need to be a fucking ring. It could be her social security number. or her the facial ID or her driver's license. That's a terrible joke. I'm sorry. I'm making fun of all the fucking ID requirements in the online space nowadays. Well, yeah, I don't really think I could deal with my mom with how she is now. With how her impulsive she is and how much, just like when she wants something, you have to go now. My mom woke up at fucking 2 a.m. one day wanting Starbucks and wanted to go at that fucking time. It's 2 in the morning. They're not open. They're not going to be open. Go to the grocery store, get some Starbucks. Then no, there's no it's open except the Walmart. Walmart's technically open. Could always try going to an Asian country and trusting my. I could. I don't want to test my luck though. I play this game. Do you see how much luck I have? Sure, sometimes it's fantastic, like getting God Battle in the first run, but I don't trust my own luck. My luck stat's only 12. I suppose you could say I am just like my father. He was married to the farm. I'm married to this fucking video game. PSO is more important than my life at this point, just like my farm is to my dad. This is my farm. It doesn't earn any money. Unfortunately, I've tried to make it profitable, but unfortunately other people don't see the vision I saw. Twitch doesn't want to give me money, and I'm afraid to even start trying on YouTube. I'm not consistent enough to make videos. I'd rather have someone do the video editing and shit for me. Because at this point, after fucking 13 years of saying, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it, one day I'll do it, one day I'll learn, I can learn whenever, I can start whenever, I haven't done it yet. I know my own tendencies. I know I'm not going to fucking start ever. Started playing a Fadina today for the first time ever. Super fun. Nice. Yeah, I hope you keep enjoying it. Like, if I had to go to a Blue Burst, I'd want something as close to vanilla as possible, and I think Afinia fits that just perfect. Because they don't modify things too heavily. They have an option to play on pure vanilla, unmodified drop rates and stuff, which is cool. So you can play just pure vanilla. I don't think there's many other private servers that do that. I know Shithack, when I first learned about private servers, Shithack's Bluebird server was super heavily modified, but then they stopped. Basically, what was it? It was the server went down, everyone lost all progress, everyone had to start from scratch. Everyone got all their shit back. And then it went down again, and after that, the guy that was initially running it with all the modified content quit running it. And now it's still up, but it is pure vanilla. But you can connect with the GameCube player base and play with the GameCube/Xbox, which is cool. All the other private servers I am aware of are all, like, stupidly heavily modified. And I don't care about that. I know there's some people that really like that shit. I don't. Someone told me that the reason they played on, this was a long time ago when I was, like, first getting into streaming and getting slightly popular. Slightly. I never got more popular than this right now. The GameCube still has players? Is online still a thing? Oh, you really? I play online regularly on GameCube. If you see me playing with someone else, it's online. There are private servers. Shithack has a private server for GameCube and Xbox. Xbox has a way to go online as well now. I believe it's called not Insomnia. What the fuck is it? They modified it so original Xbox has a homebrew system that can go online. So GameCube players and Xbox players can play together. The two private servers I play on the most are Shithack and Silverant. Silverant is primarily a Dreamcast private server with the ability to host Dreamcast and GameCube players. They don't have a Blueburst network. Shithack has the ability to do GameCube, Dreamcast, and Blueburst. And the GameCube and the console players, and when I say console, I'm talking specifically GameCube, Xbox. The GameCube, Xbox players, the console players can play with the Blueburst players on the content that's available in episode 1 and 2, which is cool. There is crossplay. What you wouldn't really think about, because official Sega could never do crossplay between that kind of stuff. But since it exists now in a private server capacity, it's really cool to see it's actually working. Along with all the quality of life things that console versions can have. The GameCube version has a lot of patches. The shared bank is a patch. You saw me using the shared bank, right? So shared bank is a thing. The common bank between one bank shared between all 4 characters on this memory card. And every memory card has one shared bank between the 4 characters, which is really cool. This palette patch I'm using is a thing exclusive to GameCube right now. And this is really cool, because instead of 6 palettes, I now have 24 palettes. 6, 12, 18, 24. It allows me a high level of customizing and stuff. If you go online on the Shithack private server for GameCube, they have patches you can actually apply to your game that you can take offline, which is really cool. Like health, a blinking shift to D-band to tell you when the buffs are about to wear out, a health bar for monsters, which is really cool. They have the ability to do the quality of life patches for anti-FSOD, as well as anti-item loss prevention, so you don't lose items when you have the patch enabled. If you crash roll online with the patch enabled, you will not lose items that you don't have equipped, which is really nice, since that is kind of a problem if you lose everything that you've worked hard to get. I can see that killing a person's motivation to play the game. But yeah, there's also a third private server for console that I'm aware of, Reggle.org. The only time I log on to Reggle.org is when I need to download a mission. Since downloading missions is a thing that Sega has in the game but never fully implemented, the player base for GameCube has, for console, has made it work, and you can download, on Reggle.org, you can download every mission that's available online. For the original game. I don't know if there's any custom quests available for download there. But for all the Sega official quests are available, including the government quests, which are a Blueburst exclusive quest line. That was actually ported over to GameCube. Or to console, I should say. Which is really cool, just once again, effort by the Phantasy Star Online community. You wouldn't think it's possible, but here it is. Here we are. There's definitely a reason why I prefer the GameCube. The GameCube version, aside from just like feeling better than Blueburst in general, this is just where all my progress is. This is home. I don't need episode 4. I don't care for episode 4 either. All the additional items and content. The content in episode 4 is cool. The extra story and stuff is neat. But like the items, I feel like break the game to a point where it's unreasonable. Because no matter what class you're playing in episode 4 or on Blueburst, you can get a character to the point where they're stronger than they ever need to be. It's not very balanced. That's just my opinion, though. And I will stick to my own preferences to play the game how I want to because of that. Never played episode 4. I think it's worth going through episode 4. So if you're doing a free roam clear of episode 4, it's way less it's way less impactful doing just an open clear on episode 4 as compared to episode 1 or episode 2. Episode 4 content is probably best shown through its quests that Sega have available. Yeah, okay, why... With my Shifta, there's a 5-point difference in attack power. Because of grinders. But, like... The grinders should be just your ATP value. Okay, there's a... 7 point... Oh, no, just go. A 7-point difference, then? But, like, why does a 7-point attack power difference translate to a... Sorry, brain is brainulating. I'm trying to think. What does a 7-point difference translate to 200 damage difference? I don't get it. Whatever. Alright, I have 5 minutes left. I won't be able to finish the next mission, but I'm going to try and get as far as I can before I have to get ready for work. Yeah, episode 4 is neat. Like the free roam is like very bare bones. It feels very empty, I guess you could say. Some of the areas, like the triggers, don't really make sense because you have to walk over a certain tile, a certain pixel on the floor to spawn enemies in a certain way. And sometimes you'll clear a room and be like, why is the door not open? Because you missed one spawn trigger to spawn an additional wave of enemies that was actually the correct one to open the doors. The first 4... Like, the base clear doesn't really have any story. The free roam doesn't have any plot or anything, so you don't really know why you're there. But, yeah, the areas, which is very bare bones. The first 4 areas you go through are just copy and pasted. Just go through the same area 4 times, and then you go through a very open hole, which is plot relevant, but it just seems empty and very not good. And then you get to the final area, and it's like, yeah, this is what this is. So you go from a full empty area to a very impressive-looking zone, with all the bullshit enemies to go along with it. Oh, that was wonderful. I've never had them gather up like that before. I've never had all the bugs come down before, like that. I suppose it's also worth mentioning that Blue Bursts, or the episode 4 content, is worth playing together with multiple people. I always say that episode 2 is the worst version of PSO, because episode 2's enemies and balancing is so fucking abhorrent and just bad. I've played through episode 4 a lot as well in my short stint playing Blue Burst. I did mission after mission after mission after mission after mission after mission after mission of episode 4 content. And it's like, I don't struggle against those guys nearly as much as I do for episode 2 stuff. So, episode 4 is balanced better than episode 2, but also worse at the same time for a different reason. Forces are good, finally. They make magic actually feel balanced. Enemies are weak to like one spell, mostly Rafoi, but there are still enemies that are weak to one spell compared to another, but you don't feel like you're not doing any damage. Because a lot of the big problem for me as a force in episode 1, it feels like you're just not doing well because there's, like, you run into a room that has one Tola 3 barrel and 1 bartle. And it's just like, okay, you shoot lightning, you're doing 3 enemies of damage, or you're hitting 3 enemies for like 600 damage, but then the other 3 enemies that are there are getting hit for nothing. And you have to keep rotating spells because even though you're using the correct weakness, they aren't taking much damage at all. Episode 2 is like way worse than that because it's just like enemies just aren't weak to magic. Let's just make them immune to magic, Sega says. Alright, I have 1 minute before I have to get ready for work. But yeah, my last thing to say episode 4 is episode 4, they actually have weaknesses to magic, which makes it feel, playing Force, especially a nuking Force, it makes it feel very fun. He didn't jump. Alright, I got time for this last Hildelt, and then I gotta go. Yeah, okay, that's unfortunate. I'm gonna go clean my inventory. Megan is good in episode 2 when she hit the seabed. Yeah, so it's actually even before seabed, seaside, or just CCA in general, things start being weaker to Megid. Which is good. It gives a use for the Megid spell, but they still neglect Grants. Grants being the only light spell in the game, and it has like 4 enemies that it's good against in episode 1 and 2. And then once you get to episode 4, it's good against exactly 1 other creature. So it's weak to 5. 5 enemies are weak to Grants. But episode 4 is weaker to light damage in general, so it has a bit more utility there. I just say quit. I gotta go in. But Megid also, everyone says Megid is good in episode 4, or episode 2. I don't think so. A 50-50 chance of killing an enemy with an insta-kill spell is fine and dandy, and it's fun and on paper. But in practice, when you... Megid, if you're not using a Demonic Fork, a Dark Bridge, or you're not playing a Phone Whirl, Megid doesn't pierce. And Megid costs like fucking 60 TP. And sure, if you're far enough into the game, TP isn't that big of a concern. But if you're playing a full Marl and you only have 1,000 TP, that's like 6% of your TP right there. It's good against Falls. Oh no, Dark Falls is immune to light damage. Grants is good against Hildelts. It's good against Lilies in episode 2. It's good against one of the mid bosses in Seaside or in Tower. I think is it Gigu, or is it? Oh, is it any of them? Wait, no, that might be super hard. I might be thinking of a custom difficulty on the Silverant private server that has the resistances all changed up. I get the shit mixed up in my head. You remember? Oh, that's in normal mode. Sorry, beyond normal mode, Grants is trash against Dark Falls. In normal mode, if you find a Grants, level 1 or level 2, and you can use it against Fall, because its range is huge, and its damage is actually good. Because it does about 200-ish damage, because it's the beginning level light spell, right? If you go to hard mode with an odd equivalent level Grants there, you'll hit for no damage. It's viable in the speedrun because it's a good spell in the very, very beginning of the game. It's good for damage, but it still costs a ton of TP. Yeah, it's a little weird. Grants is one of those spells where it's fucking trash. But, like, it has a use here and there. But yeah. I don't like the fact that Megid in episode 2 is a 50-50 chance on some creatures. Rico boxes, they have like a 90% dark resist. If you have a level 30 Megid, you have a 10% chance to insta-kill a box. I think their default is 90% dark resist. So you can technically kill with Hell specials as well, which in the Hell is special on weapons is 93%, if I remember correctly, roughly. But yeah, if you're playing Blueburst and you get access to the V501 unit, it doubles that. So instead of a 93 dark, you're doing a 186% chance of insta-killing with a Hell special. I don't recall if that also applies to Megid, but Yeah, if you're playing episode 4 and you double your chance of insta-killing, the resistance doesn't change, and you're just increasing the chance of killing by an extra 100%. So you have a lot bigger roll to work with. It's busted as fuck. But alright, I gotta get going. I'm procrastinating. That was an extra 4 minutes of talking I didn't need, because I need to go eat, and then I need to go poop, and then I need to go to work. I'll be back later, hopefully tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Toddles.